do this.
He's dead, Jim. He's dead, Jim. He's dead, Jim. He's dead. He's dead, Jim. He's dead, Jim. Up your shaft.
Up your shaft.
Up your shaft.
That is Scotty telling you to put it up your shaft, motherfucker. Hey, welcome. Welcome to a very special episode of Trek in the Valley. Today we're actually not recording in the Valley. We are recording at Al's little place here in a different area of LA County.
Yes.
And so I brought the studio with me to come record. And if you're listening to this on the day it came out, you're listening to it the same day we recorded it. Because we were behind, so we're literally recording this, and then I'm going to put the bumper on it and release it before we go home, or before I go home. But yeah, so welcome. This is another episode of Trek in the Valley. We are the non-encyclopedic Star Trek: The Original Series rewatch and recap podcast. Every week, myself, Adam Ordal-Quinnell, and my amazing co-host.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Al Hirt here. What's up?
Mr. Al Hirt, what is up indeed? Well, I'll tell you. We are going to discuss an episode of Star Trek: The Original Series. We are going to give you a recap of that episode. We are going to say what we thought of it, give it a little review, and then we're going to recommend some kind of media or something for you to watch or listen to or enjoy. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Cool. Every week we always start with our segment, what does Al remember about last week's episode? Which last week's episode, of course, was The Lights of Zetar.
Oh, yes, The Lights of Zetar. There was it the one? Okay, Scotty's in love with this chick, right?
Yes, Scotty is indeed in love with a chick, yes.
Once again. And then I guess these lights come onto this Enterprise ship and then affect everybody else's motor skills. But then this one chick is especially affected, so Scotty's obviously incredibly worried. A bunch of conundrum happens. Like, Scotty gets constantly distracted. Kirk's like, God damn it, Scotty, you got to get back to engineering. And then, what else? Oh, yes. And so then what ends up happening is that turns out these lights are like, what? Thousands of souls or hundreds?
I think they said
20.
They said 5 or 10 or something.
It's around 10 to 20 souls.
And they called them life units instead of life signs, which I did not like.
Yeah, it was really interesting though how I guess this was more of the supernatural stuff, and I was thinking back to when Scotty was murdering women because he had Jack the Ripper's spirit in him.
Happens to the best of us, right?
And then the spirit takes over the ship, and I'm pretty sure the Lights of Zetar, do they take over the ship? I don't remember.
Yeah, I feel like the Lights of Zetar took over the ship at some point.
But anyways.
And then
they end up doing this pressure thing and squeezing the lights out of her.
Yeah, that's right. They put the lady what's got the Lights of Zetar inside of her into a pressure chamber.
Yes, they love using that pressure chamber.
And then they compress her till she blasts the lights out. And it kind of looks like her and Scotty are going to be together forever, and yet not a whiff of her in this episode, which is strange.
Yep. They move on. She was like, fuck this space shit. I'm going home.
Oh, and I remember that episode had a fucked up scene where they basically read her medical history in front of everybody and like asked her questions about it and such.
There was, ironically, that was one of my favorite sci-fi parts. But yeah, that was incredibly, what is it? Not a good sign.
It's a HIPAA violation.
Yeah, very big HIPAA violation.
You motherfucker, you're supposed to be the Federation. You don't interact with societies.
Exactly.
You don't violate HIPAA. HIPAA, multiple A's.
So, yeah, that's how it ended, though. I think we were both like...
They squished
neutral on it. I don't know. We weren't like, whoa, this is. I think it was dope. Like it was a nice change of pace, though.
It was between like a 3.5 and a 4, I think.
Well,
if I recall.
And also, though, I think what was part of that was that we're now just generally seeing like them hit their stride. Like we've seen pretty decent episodes back to back now.
Yeah, we have had a little run after some stinkers for sure. Yeah.
Oh my God. Definitely. But nothing too bad.
So that was last week, The Lights of Zetar.
Yes.
And this week, my pop filter is like the little arm is right in front of the fucking laptop screen. This week, we are discussing Season 3, Episode 19 of Star Trek The Original Series, which is, as our super fans who listen know, Requiem for Methuselah. Oh, wow. And
another metal album,
right? There's so many great metal album titles in this season of titles. And little curveball here. This episode aired on February 14th, 1969. This is their Valentine's episode.
Oh, no wonder.
Right?
Makes a little sense now.
Oh, I guess there is love involved with the dude whose name is in my notes, and then also Raina, the woman.
Yeah, that was a really weird dynamic.
So, and the synopsis from Paramount Plus is Kirk and crew meet an immortal human named Flint. And we're rated at the end. So here's
that was the synopsis.
Yes. And you're asking yourself, don't they meet an immortal human every couple of weeks?
Yeah,
like,
right.
Isn't it
they're
always some
surprised.
super powered? Like, I really feel like they're really going back to the super powered well. And this episode starts right in the middle of a crisis. What's going on, Al?
There is some sickness or some disease going on.
Right. They have
pandemic.
There's 3 crewmen have died and 23 others have been struck down by Rigelian fever, I believe.
Rigelian fever, yeah.
They need Ritalin, which is an herb or a compound. Yeah, right. They need Ritalin, and they find some in the Omega system. And the top 3 crew members, I call them the top 3, Bones, Spock, and Kirk.
Yes.
They beam down to check out what's going on and collect the Ritalin. But then when they get down there, there's a life sign. But there was no life when they scanned the planet, right?
So they're really confused.
Yeah, and then they get shot at by an alien robot probe. It looks a bit like a fat nomad.
Yeah, chubby one or a little baby nomad.
It's so funny because I wish they did more floating probes like this because it's such a rad effect. They just hang it from a fishing line or whatever, and it looks hilarious. It's probably
like
great.
Hollow with a couple lights in it.
Looks hilarious and great. And so they zap the robot with their phasers, and it just keeps on a coming.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, as it's about to murder them, you just hear this random guy say, "Do not kill." And there's this awesome shot of, the drone backing up, and you just see the camera from the hip of the drone, like in what was the other episode? What was the robot's name? You just said it. Nomad, just like the Nomad. And it's just like freaky, how it just kind of seems like a human, with that shot. I really like that.
And then it backs up, and then that's when they meet. What's this motherfucker's name? I just wrote it down from the synopsis.
He's Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah, well, that's who he ends up being, yes, but he's Flint. And Flint, they have a little conversation with Flint about how they need the Ritalin, and he's like, "You can't have shit from my planet, dog." And he's
seriously.
And why is he? What's he suspicious about? What's he worried about, Al? Why doesn't he just give him the Ritalin?
Because, he reveals it later, but I'm pretty sure he's just suspicious of anyone new and that, he doesn't want his secrets to get revealed.
Well, I was, that's true as well, but I was trying to lead you down the path of he is leery of humans because he seems to be very aware of humans' history of being shitheads, right?
Well, no, yeah, that too. I guess, his eventual realization, too, is that, people can't keep shit to themselves either.
Yeah, I guess.
You can tell he was just kind of protective of his own place because, that drone,
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's weird. He told him to not kill him, so we'll see.
Well, just
what
because
happens.
he doesn't. So he ends up talking
He's not
to
psycho,
them.
but
He ends up talking to them about the plague of the 1300s, and he kind of talks as though he was alive at the time. And they're like, "Are you a student of history, sir?" And he's like, "I am."
yeah.
And then they come around. He comes around and says, "Okay, fine. You can have the Ritalin. I'll send the robot to collect it while we chill." And he also said, this is important, he said that he is alone here.
That he's lonely.
And he also says that he's the only person there. Great title card, Requiem for Methuselah. And we're coming up on one of the best map paintings of the series right here.
Seriously, it's nuts. It just comes out of nowhere.
They have this back and forth where Kirk threatens, before we get to, I kind of jumped ahead because I thought it happened before the titles, but basically Kirk and Flint go back and forth about, like, with a pissing contest of who's got the power to do this? Because he's going to blast with his phasers if this guy doesn't give him the Ritalin. And, and the guy's like, this is a very interesting test of power. My power versus your power of your ship. And Spock is like, hey, man, unless you're sure that you can win, don't fuck with us. Like, come on.
Yeah, seriously. And he's just asking for something for a cure, and they only need a couple seconds anyways.
Yeah, they need like 2 hours to get the Ritalin and synthesize it. And then he walks them over to his castle,
and they immediately notice like all these interesting artifacts too, and all these paintings. Yeah,
there it is. Look at that.
There it is. Yeah,
the map painting of the castle. This is definitely
what's
touched
the timestamp?
up. The timestamp on that is, it doesn't say.
There it is.
It's 5 minutes and 58 seconds. You see a rad map, and they go back to it a couple times as establishing shots coming back from breaks too.
They remaster these little figures of like people walking to in the back. I didn't realize that.
And they so he brings them into his mansion, palace, castle, and like Al said, the crew immediately notices all of these artifacts from various eras of history. And Bones is like, a Gutenberg Bible, a first folio of Shakespeare. God damn, you got a lot of stuff here.
You're
creation,
obsessed with humans,
and also not just humans though. He says you've also got the myth of creation from Tantalus 19, the spider people or whatever. And then this man who said he was alone, it is revealed that somebody else is watching on a TV screen what's going on between Captain and
what's that
the crew
called?
and Flint.
You love that effect too. What was it called? It's like when we're watching the show through somebody else's eyes.
Yeah, like when it's a show within a show, or like you're that character's a surrogate for us watching the thing. Yeah, I love that.
There's like a shot on Kirk, and then you see this lady staring at Kirk.
So not only is this guy a liar and he's not alone, there's a hot lady there, and that's definitely something that's going to interest Kirk. And then he talks to her. Her name is Raina, and she wants to meet these humans, but Flint is like, you can't meet humans. They're always dicks.
Yeah, I bet he's like really trying to, oh God, I totally forgot that happened. He tries to lean in and kind of
tries to kiss her and she's not into it.
It's like this weird, like, fatherly love protection thing.
Is it though? And that's what bothers me.
And it's interesting too, considering he knows so much about humans, he doesn't understand this weird dynamic. It's giving like if Bruce Wayne just like lived in his castle away from everyone and was just protecting this one person, was just like, nobody can see her.
Right?
It's weird. Or like Beauty and the Beast. But the Beast is just a dick and just never gets with beauty. He just protects.
Well, and so instantly you're kind of questioning what type of relationship these people have. Is it like fatherly? Is it like he's keeping a love slave or something?
It's confusing, that's for sure.
Some sort of Diddy situation going on here with this Raina lady. And then Bones cut back to the dudes pouring their drinks. Bones is like
they're living it up.
Bones is like, you can tell the Saurian brandy's good because it doesn't have a label. It's over 100 years old.
And Spock's like, these paintings, I guess it's a Da Vinci, but I guess no one's ever seen them before.
So here's
I guess that's how could he tell? It's like just the style. I guess.
So he analyzes this painting with his tricorder, and it is a painting painted by Leonardo da Vinci. However, it was done with modern materials. So it's like modern paper, but it's definitely da Vinci who painted it. Which made me make the note, this guy's Da Vinci, right? Like, in my note, I was like, oh, this Flint guy, he's Da Vinci.
Yeah, right. And it's just kind of strange that it's perfect iterations of these things. And Kirk's like, wait, are they fakes? And Spock's like, no, I mean, you would think that Flint's, amazing wealth and, like, grandiose.
Fakes, baby.
Yeah, you don't need fakes at all. But these pigments seem that they're contemporary origin, as Spock so adequately states.
It's like if Da Vinci went down to Target and bought paints at Target and then painted a Da Vinci, basically.
He's just bored.
Yeah, he's got,
but they're technically, I mean, they're not imitations, but they're technically like new ones. I don't know. It gets kind of funky.
Yeah, it's just like Da Vinci painted a new painting. And then motherfucking robot comes in carrying a bag of crystals.
Yeah.
That is the Ritalin ready to be processed into an antitoxin.
Perfect.
And he says, let's beam this up to the ship and make our antitoxin. And, of course, Flint is like, nah, you can just use my lab. You don't have to go up to your lab to get the antitoxin. Come on. Just hang out. Let's have dinner. I was a bit brusque.
Weird.
I was a bit rushed before. And the name of this planet is Holberg 917G.
Oh, wow.
I believe.
But he's like, yeah, let's make amends. Let's be friends, Let me tell you the truth. I'm not really here alone. And then this beautiful woman comes out, and it's all of a sudden the whole dun-dun.
Kirk and Bones are just like, hello. They're like Animaniacs. Like, their eyes shoot out of their head and their hearts beat out of their chest. So Bones is going to accompany the robot to the laboratory. And then Kirk and Spock are going to hang out with Flint and Reyna. And Reyna wants to talk to Spock about Vulcan science stuff because she's very interested in Vulcan science. And Bones...
Yeah, she's very intelligent. They always keep reminding the audience that constantly, and that she constantly wants to talk about physics with Spock.
And she's like, I've never met any other men. And Bones is like, well, that's to the detriment of every other man. And it's our privilege to meet you. And I'm from the South. And shucks. I am like, lonely. He's like, I'm so lonely. I'm Bones. Lonely Bones.
Yeah, right. Want to come on our ship?
Fascinating.
So he's got, he sends, he being Flint, puts the crystals on the robot. And then Bones follows the robot, and then the other dudes are gonna shoot some billiards, play some chess, have some conversation, all like civilized men. And then I like how
they're just gonna hang out.
I like how it shows Bones in the lab, and their laboratory is definitely a set that they've used for the Enterprise before. And they have like fast food condiment bottles filled with various colored fluids, and it's like, oh yeah, for science.
Like
when you're doing science,
this chemical
in
a tube.
We all took science class.
Right.
You're doing science. You have to grab your fast food bottle with the little red cap on the top and take the red cap off and then squirt your hydrochloric acid into the beaker.
You can't squeeze too hard, though.
Also, there's some weird shaky cam stuff when they're shooting the billiards. I think they're trying to show Kirk and Reyna falling for each other.
It's strange though, because the out of all the shots they've done, they chose the shakiest one. I wonder how many times they attempted to do that overhead shot. Of her playing.
Yeah,
maybe just to give the scene more action or something.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it was shaky on purpose.
Okay.
They want to show that her world is coming apart, just like pool balls when you hit. Like it's a whole new world.
Yeah, that's true.
But I might also be reading too much into it. They might have just
landscape.
They might have just not gotten a very steady shot. I really like in my notes here. It says the guy who plays Flint rules.
Yes, he's a very good actor.
I like him, and Kirk is like, "Hey, man, you can't bag on humans too hard. We have evil in our history and hearts, and we've got to contend with it every day. And we've evolved out of our savage human ways, and now we're spacefaring peaceniks."
Yeah, and we're just, flying around from planet to planet. He makes it sound very ideal.
I feel like Bones is going to get jealous. Oh, and also Spock finds this piece of music, and it's like he starts playing it. It's like a waltz. Mm-hmm. And then Kirk and Reyna dance, and it is very sexual for somebody he just met. Yeah. That is
and
his
it's really
way.
bizarre, but it's funny how Spock just sits down and just immediately
starts
plays.
Playing.
Yeah.
He's playing, and they start dancing, and so Spock and Kirk and Reyna are dancing, and Flint is just having the best time watching.
He's not lonely anymore.
Hearing Spock play a little ditty that he wrote when he was Brahms hundreds and hundreds of years ago.
Another realization too. Spock's like, that sounded like Brahms, but it was like a new Brahms.
And it was written on new paper.
What's going on?
What? So Bones gets the serum from the robot, from M4.
I guess, yeah.
And the serum is just it looks like toilet cleaner. It's 3 jars. I honestly expected him to open the top of a jar, put a little bit on his finger, and taste it like a cop in a movie. Like, no, this is not going to work. This is not going to work at all. Spock is very into this music that he's playing on the piano.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they're kind of like hypnotized of like under this state of, having fun and just, breaking even from the mission or whatever they were trying to accomplish, I guess.
He's definitely trying to distract them. Flint is absolutely...
Well, Kirk's obviously locked in. Spock's like, this is such a good piece of music.
They're dancing cheek to cheek like fucking creeps.
Spock's like...
Sickens me. And
I don't know. It's just very forward, I guess.
And then we find out that we didn't mention this at the top, but if you hear the sound of a refrigerator, that's because there's a refrigerator in the other room. But usually I would say something like that at the top. But so they, the robot and Bones come back, and they're like, "Hey, motherfucker, this is not going to work. The Irelium is bad. The Rytelian is no good because it contains Irelium."
Oh.
And they're going to send M4 to get more, and then he goes, Flint says, "No, I'm just going to go get it." And Kirk is like, "How much time do we have left?" And Bones is like, 2.5 hours before everybody on the Enterprise has this disease. And Bones is like, "Well, so I'm going to go with him." So Bones goes Kirk orders Bones to go with Flint and keep an eye on the procedures. Make sure they're not getting any of that Irelium-tainted Rytelium, because they need more confusing words.
They're kind of worried, too, that this stuff that they're trying to get is going to get infected. But again, as soon as Spock, it shows Spock reading the manuscript and all that, and he makes the point, that it is Brahms. But Kirk's like, "Shut up, I don't care." He's like, no, it is Brahms' hand. It's his style. Which is funny. Great.
Couple interesting things about this. Spock says it is written in Brahms' own hand, which I recognize.
I know, right? That's what I'm saying.
I know Spock is smart, but does he recognize the handwriting of every famous musician or artist? I feel like Mark Twain, anybody, Shakespeare, who goes, definitely Shakespeare. But it is an unknown work, and it was written on new paper. And
How interesting.
This is where Kirk says, "Spock, stay here. Let me know when Flint and McCoy return. I'm going to go to the lab and check on the Irelium." Kirk is a science dork now. I get it. Yeah. He's always been, scientific, but they really just make it like Kirk is able to do whatever he needs to do based on the circumstances.
Yeah, and then the Brahms thing, too. You would think he's more of a historian, too, but I guess it's more military history, right?
No, he knows everything about human history too. He's just read it all when he needed to know.
Needs it.
Well, yeah, he needed to. Oh, are you talking about Kirk?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Spock.
Oh, no. Spock knows everything, but I was just saying Kirk always, he's a human history guy. He's a buff, so I figured he'd be, interested in the Brahms stuff, but I guess he's just so focused on the antidote.
He's focused on getting the vaccine for the epidemic or pandemic that his crew. It's both sides of the ship. It's a pandemic. And so other thing about this show that we've never talked about really is where is he recording these fucking captain's logs? Like when it's a shot like this and it's like Kirk like doing science stuff in the lab, but it's like a captain's log of him in the moment. It's sort of like on a reality show when they put the testimonials from them. Like, it's like, you got eliminated, motherfucker. You're talking about it, and it clearly has happened already. You're wearing different clothes or whatever. So like, when does Kirk... Does he have like a tricorder or something that he's like, captain's log, I'm recording this on the fly? I don't know. And then Kirk and Shiny Dress Lady are about to make out in the science lab.
Yeah, and she like refers to like her being a desert or a flower in the desert or something. And Kirk's like, what the hell are you saying? And I guess her dad's her. I mean, not her dad. The other guy said it's her. I don't know. Just kind of this weird compliment of like, just emphasizing they're in the middle of nowhere, I guess.
Well, yeah, I mean, the flower in the desert, that's an old saying. So the guest stars, really quick.
Yes.
Raina is played by Louise Sorel. She's awesome. And James Daly played Flint. And I thought he was fucking great.
Yeah, no, they both definitely did a great job.
Really
they definitely carried
it.
The episode.
Ooh, he was born in 1918. Isn't that funny?
Whoa.
He died in 1978. He was only 60 years young. Ooh, he was in Planet of the Apes as Hieronymus or Honorius in 1968.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he was in all kinds of cool shit. He was in Roots: The Next Generation in 1979. Okay. But yeah, so there you go. Oh wait, The Storyteller. No.
The Storyteller from what year?
From 1977. I think Patty Duke is in it. Yeah, well, anyway, that's a
yes.
great guest cast as usual. Kirk and Raina go back and forth about her situation. He gives her a very weird hug.
Yeah, it's kind of...
him touching her neck is disgusting me.
Yeah, it's kind of disturbing.
Yeah, whenever Kirk touches a woman, it sickens me for the most part. And she's clearly not interested in the kiss that he puts on her. She's like, what is he doing touching his face to mine? I do not give a shit about what's happening here.
Well, it's like probably the first time. And
more weird
I don't know, it's just really bizarre.
Oh.
And all of a sudden M4 comes in whirring and beeping along, and it seems like M4 is gonna
attack
Kirk.
He's about to attack Kirk.
He's like, "Ayo, back up."
When Flint comes in and says,
and
"No,"
Kirk pushes Raina off too. Whips out his phaser too.
Kirk is about to. The robot's about to attack Kirk when Spock vaporizes it.
Oh yeah, that's right. But doesn't Spock? I don't know if Spock kills it.
Yeah, he vaporizes it, I believe. And then the guy's got to make another one.
Oh, yeah.
Raina's trying to tell M4 to stop, but it won't.
Yeah, this is such a funny scene, though. It's just kind of like floating on a little pole.
Yep, and then Spock zapped him, M4, and then the Flint brings out another robot because he's got multiple M4 robots, just like he had multiple, as we find at the end, Raina's clones or robots or whatever. And he assures Kirk He assures Kirk that he's twice as strong as any human and he'd kick his ass, but Kirk's childish for wanting to fight him.
Yeah, it reminds me of that other episode where they do the mental telepathic people that are just living like Greek gods.
Yeah.
I forgot what the title was, but it was pretty interesting.
Those clowns, and they had the little person jester or whatever that they treated like ridiculous shit. So here's where we find out that this planet was bought 30 years ago. I like the idea of somebody buying a planet. And Flint is a 6,000-year-old human.
Yeah, so he pretty much just says, "Oh yeah, that's pretty much all me. I've had a bunch of different names," and he lists a bunch of famous people.
And then he basically says, "You've got your iridium, or you've got what you need. Get the fuck out of here." And Kirk clearly doesn't want to say goodbye to Raina. She looks very freaked out by all the kissing and whatnot. And then he says, "A tender last encounter, Captain Kirk, to end your usefulness." Oh, he was watching. So Flint is watching on a screen while Kirk is kissing on Reyna, and he says, "A tender last encounter, Captain Kirk, to end your usefulness."
Meanwhile, Reyna's like, I don't know what happened. Like, I'm just here, just walking around.
And they're trying to figure out, wait, so this guy loves Reyna, but does he love her? Or does he love her? You know?
And Spock's like, yeah, I don't know. The relationship's a little weird. A little more than just, father-daughter thing.
Figure out the nature of our relationship.
Meanwhile,
they're searching for Mr. Flint. They've got the ship searching the computer banks for this Mr. Flint. Doesn't seem to have any background. The planet was purchased 30 years ago by a Mr. Brack, like Brack from Brack Show. And then they're going to check on Reyna and see what her legal status is and all that. They're really hung up on the legal status of these people.
What's really weird, though? He introduced her as like, oh, yeah, her parents died when she was super young, and
she's
just
become my
took care of her.
ward.
Yep.
She's become my ward, essentially. She's my Robin.
And it's like, okay. Oh, it's, what is it? I don't know if you've seen that play, but it's in, what is that called? It's like the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. Sweeney Todd. Yep. Sweeney Todd. And there's this one character who like keeps this dude's daughter in a room, and then he's like, oh, when she's 18, we're going to get married. And it's all nasty and shit. It's weird.
There's a lot of that goes on in literature. Stuff. Yeah. And so now, Reyna and Flint are watching Kirk and Spock on the screen while Spock is saying, he's definitely listening to us. And Flint is talking to Reyna like, what do you want? And she's saying that he's basically, he's saying that she wants to go say goodbye. He doesn't want to let her. He's like, go say goodbye. I'm going to give him the right to Lynn. Don't worry. And this is where he says one last encounter to end your usefulness. And so they don't find anything about Reyna, no background at all in all the computer banks. Scotty with a very human-looking wig on the bridge. People without a past, Kirk says. This happens to us every week. They're trying to figure out
nothing on the computer again.
Yeah, we got to figure out what kind of hold he's got on her. What kind of hold he's got on her? He's just there. He's the only other man on the planet. Kind of fucking hold he has on her.
And also, they've just been trapped there. I mean, it's not like they couldn't leave. I mean, what's his face? Flint was inviting them to dinner and stuff, Yeah, so you'll see here some sirens here.
Right. Hold for sirens.
So anyways, yeah, I don't know. I guess Reyna's just nervous and she wants to stay with Kirk. I guess she's more curious about what the hell just happened. And how it's just, I don't know. This episode's like very romantic and over the top, schmoozy with this Kirk baby eyes and stuff.
Right?
And so then, or puppy dog eyes.
And then they kiss again, and she still doesn't seem very into it. And this is where finally Flint is watching, and he says, one last tender encounter, Captain, to end your usefulness. And this.
Why are you kissing her?
Oh, man, I'm not used to fast forwarding on your TV.
Yeah, it is very new.
Give me 10 seconds. Give me 10-second clips.
But anyways.
So what's going on with Spock and Bones while Kirk and Reyna are...
They're trying to get the medicine, right?
Yeah, they're getting the medicine ready, but also Kirk is a little forward here. Kirk is saying, you don't love Flint, you love me. And
this is like, getting dude, weird.
You met 5 fucking minutes ago, dog. Like,
yeah, and he's like, come away with me to another place.
Right.
We can rely on each other.
All
From
right.
one corner to another. Sorry, gotta finish it.
No, that's okay. Yeah, it would be in your head forever if you didn't. So they find out that the right talent that they can't find is now behind the only door that neither they or Reyna is allowed to open in the lab. And then while they're talking about it, it just opens and lets them in.
It's like what's it called? The big machine or the robot that they just blow up. That's taken over that society and given them rules.
And then they find the right...
They just walk in and they're like, oh, cool.
There you go. And then they find the right Talon, and Bones just takes it and he's smiling like, the right Talon. Perfect. And it's like, you don't know if that's good right Talon or not. That's exactly what the bunk shit looked like.
Yeah, and then they all look in one direction, and it's like a dun, dun, dun.
And there's a little post that's next to a dead body, it looks like, that says Raina 16.
It's just covered in a sheet.
What? And then that is when we find out that the Rainas are of various ages. She isn't human. Bones explains she's an android, and then Flint shows up to be like, I know how this looks.
She's the 17th version.
And also, I'm Brahms and Da Vinci and everybody else.
Yeah, and I guess the other funny part, though, is the reason why... what was her name again? God, I already forgot. Raina. The reason why Raina wanted to talk about physics and all that is because they made a point that she was very intelligent and had like 4 different degrees or something like that. And turns out she's that smart because she's an android. Yeah,
and he could just program her with all the fucking knowledge.
Exactly.
And this is when he says that he was born in like 3,428 BC in Mesopotamia.
He was in some battle and he saw his brothers die and he was like, what the fuck? And then he decided to fight harder and then
he didn't
lived.
Die. Yeah, he got attacked and he got pierced in the heart and he didn't die. And then McCoy's like, instant tissue regeneration.
So he's kind of like a Wolverine.
Yeah, he's basically the Wolverine.
And it's been thousands of years, pretty much. I mean, he's discovered and hung out for space travel and then figured out how to purchase a planet.
Yeah, 30 years ago, he's like, finally, I saved up. After 6,000 years of saving, I can buy my own planet.
And just work on my androids. God, enough of this police.
And he's basically saying, he's saying that he won't allow Kirk and the gang to interfere because when humans interfere, they fuck shit up, right?
Yeah, and that was the other thing that I was initially bringing up at the beginning of the episode. That, what was it? I was immediately thinking of Data and like Next Gen and all that. And how the, Flint was like, hey, you're just going to take away you're just going to take away my technology and use it. And you're just going to abuse it. You're going to make it gross and just imitate it and make it militaristic. And it's just not going to work. And meanwhile, while Kirk and the gang are trying to leave, Flint just presses his button on his little remote and the Enterprise disappears.
And then it disappears from orbit and it appears as a model on a desk in his in Flint's office. And Kirk actually goes and looks at the front of it, and this is hilarious, dude. They see a big Kirk face looking back at them.
Yes.
So it didn't like freeze them in time, or they are frozen, yes. It froze them in time and made them tiny. And he's like, hey man, I'm going to kill all 400 of these people just so that my technology doesn't get out there.
Yeah, and he keeps saying this test of power, and just wants to flex on them, of being, knowledge, and I've lived for all these years, and I know what the hell is up, so you best check yourself.
Yeah, right?
I like his shirt, by the way, too, in the purple.
Yes, drink. I really think that Flint and...
Flint and who?
Dude, so if you heard the fart sound effect, it was because Al's amazingly adorable cat Sade jumped up on the fucking... Oh my god, that was cute. And of all the sound effects for her to land on too, that's so great. But yeah, so he's basically saying, Kirk, don't take her away from me, and because you're going to use the technology for evil, the Federation will. And this is when they just put it in the robot's hands. Yeah. They say, Raina, what do you want? What do you want to do, Raina? And she says... she's trying to decide. So here's what I think this is doing, right?
Yeah,
she's trying to decide between Kirk and Flint. Mm-hmm. And I'll talk about this a little bit in my wrap up, but it's basically like she's trying to decide between like a father and a husband.
Yeah.
And like she has to choose. And then Flint says, we are mated, we're immortal, which is impossible for you. And it's like, first off, she's not immortal. She's died 16 fucking times. Like that's not how immortality works, dog.
No, and this is the big weird realization that Kirk has, is that he's staring at her and he goes, wait, the reason why we stayed here is because you made me awake her emotions. Like you made me give her personality and have her fall in love with me, and I can't love her, and I don't want to be here and just fall. I do love her, but I can't, like, it's impossible. I'm not immortal and all that. And this is just really strange, in the whole android thing. But they're still surrounded by all these bodies,
Yes.
while they're arguing. And suddenly Flint's like, all right, fuck this. And he starts fighting. Yeah.
So, and all of this, again, is just so that Kirk doesn't tell the Federation, I guess, that this guy's got this android technology. Because
a lot of these threats have been like, you got to stay here.
Yeah, because he's trying. So he was trying to make Kirk stay there for her. I
don't know.
I missed
and
that.
And to keep the secret, too. But also, what I'm saying in general, a lot of the threats in the last couple of episodes have been like, you got to stay here and you're never going to leave.
Yes.
And just, it's
what
been
could
weird.
Be worse for a space explorer than to have to stay in one place for a long time?
Yeah, right.
And this is when, so they basically tasked this robot with deciding which thing that you want to do. And I knew immediately, I was like, she's not going to be able to decide, and like her fucking head is going to explode or something.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And that's not what happens.
It sort of happens.
Oh, actually, it is exactly what happens. But her head doesn't explode. She just falls over. Kirk is like, she's human down to the last blood cell. She's human down to the last thought, hope, aspiration, emotion. She's human, I tells you. She's human.
Yeah, and
the
she
human
has,
spirit is free.
And she has this weird realization. She's just shaking her hands over her head, and she's like, I choose. I can choose. I have choice.
Falls over.
I have free will.
And also, Flint is very arrogant. He's like, no man beats me. And Kirk says, this is no test of power. Reyna belongs to herself, and she can claim
whoever she wants.
The human right of choice.
Yeah, it's a very, what is it called? I feel like the writer at this point is just slamming the thesis into the audience's face.
Right? To think as she wills, to make choices as she wants.
This is amazing. Flint, you have created a human. And Flint's like, whoa, I guess you are right.
I did
this
a
is
good
pretty
job.
amazing.
Yeah. No, that's what I meant to do. Yeah, I nailed it. This was all a test to bring out her love. And then she falls over and she's dead.
And they're both just, Kirk and Flint, they, run over to her totally distraught. And Kirk was just like, what happened? And Spock's like, well, she loved you, Kirk. And you too, Mr. Flint. It just was not enough time to the awful power and contradictions of her newfound emotions.
There was not enough time to adjust to her. What does he say? You did it.
Her newfound emotions.
She could not bear to hurt either of you. So that's what it was. It was because she was protecting their delicate male egos.
Too much love.
The joys of love made her human, and the agonies of love destroyed her, says like, Spock.
Isn't there a thing, too, where people die of a broken heart and stuff? They're just so distraught and so, so overwhelmed by something ending in their lives or some decision that they just... Maybe her head did explode. Maybe her hardware or mainframe just melted because she couldn't decide anything.
Right? And that's what happened. It's like I told Brittany that it's like a joke in The Simpsons when they go to the future. Lisa sees her future via a fortune teller at a fair. And in the future, there are androids that look just like people. And there's all these scenes where the androids experience love. And they're like, oh, it's so nice to see the kids grow up. I love this. And another robot is like, you can't experience love. You're a robot. And then the robot just melts like a wax candle. So that's kind of what I expected to happen.
Oh, yes. Actually, the best part of this episode is the very end.
So Kirk is distraught by Reyna not being in his life anymore. And Spock offers to take the memory away from him. And
I think he does it behind Bones' back.
Well, but he offers to do it first, I think. And they say no. Okay. And Kirk gets his report from, or Kirk is like sleeping with his head down. And Bones is like, look, so Flint is dying, and he left Earth with all of its complex fields, and he sacrificed his immortality, so he's going to live basically a normal lifespan and then die. And Spock says, and one day I shall mourn.
Yeah, that's pretty baller.
And he goes, does he know he's going to die? And Bones says, I told him myself. Bones loves doing shit like that.
I know. He loves bringing the bad news.
Mm-hmm. And so there you go.
Yeah, and so then he goes, well, I guess that's all. And Bones is like, I can tell Jim later, or now if you can. Well, and Bones is saying, Jim's is just really suffering from this whole weird triangle situation. And then Bones proceeds to roast Spock so hard, it makes me really angry.
Dude, that's what Bones does. He's like, Spock, you'll never know the love of a man and a woman. You're just like an unfeeling Vulcan robot boy.
Yeah,
and
you
you'll
don't
never
know anything about anything.
You'll never know joy or happiness, the glorious failures and glorious victories,
the miseries,
all of these
the
things.
ecstasies. He just lists like all these big adjectives about love.
You're just a big, dumb, emotionally stupid fucking moron, Spock, and good night.
Yeah, he's like, this
Good
just
night,
isn't
Spock.
written in your book. No, he doesn't. This is after hearing this ridiculous tirade. Bones was just like, honestly, I wish he would just fucking forget about all this bullshit. And then he walks out, and Spock, after just hearing this ridiculous tirade, just stares at Jim for a while, and it's just like, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to fucking do this. And he walks up and holds his, does a mind meld, and he says, forget. And then it just does an outer shot of the ship, and boom, end of the episode here.
Non-consensual mind race, mind sexual assault, mind assault.
I guess it's weird, though, because the other time they were like, man, he really loved that princess. Fuck it, let him suffer.
That just happened like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, seriously.
They could tell he was extra hurting. So that's the recap. Now,
Yes.
A couple of things I wanted not to forget. Kirk says, "You love me, not Flint." That's weird. He just met her 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
He was about to blast a door when it opened. And Spock wants to go in alone, but Kirk and Bones are like, "No, we're not letting you go in alone." And then all the Reynas was cool. And Kirk's like, "We're fighting over a woman," and Spock says, "You are not, because she is not." Oh yeah, so Kirk says, "We're fighting over a woman," and Spock says, "You're not fighting over a woman, because she's not a woman, you fucking idiot. She is a goddamn robot."
Yeah, it's a very emphasis on like these weird android tropes and stuff of what is human and thinking beyond just ones and zeros and mind melting. Oh yeah, that's what I was also going to mention. It reminded me of like when Austin Powers like shakes his tits and shit, and then those Robo girls blow up. Their heads literally blow up because they're just like, I can't process this. It's an overload of sexuality and love.
That definitely is referencing this to some degree.
Oh my gosh, yeah, seriously. Kirk is that weirdo that just overpowered her love.
Oh, and also I wanted to mention Kirk calls himself a young and lonely man.
Oh, God.
Oh, Kirk. Oh,
After
Kirk.
3 seasons.
Oh, a long and lonely man.
I don't know. And then it's like, you see he clearly understands that Spock and, or Scotty and Bones is lonely. And he's like, they're a bunch of fucking losers.
Right? Right? Yes. So what did you think?
Multiple times. I thought this was interesting, but like, given how like much we were trying to skip through this and how quick it was, I think the romantic elements just really fell flat.
Yeah, it just doesn't like.
And she kind of had a blank stare on her face a lot of the time.
It really felt like Kirk.
Given the android, but
it really felt like Kirk was getting into it even quicker than normally he would. And I didn't buy it.
I think it was for the sake of the plot.
Exactly. So what's your rating?
Let's see. Out of
Reynas.
Out of how many versions of Reynas?
Yeah, 1 to 5 Reynas. What do you give it?
Give this like, I don't know. I really didn't like this episode. Probably like a 2.
A 2. Goddamn.
Yeah, 2.5.
I was gonna say a 3. Just because I like the guest stars and stuff, but that goes a long way with me. But
that's what I'm saying too.
Fair.
The half I would give to the guest stars,
The half
but
you
I
give
think
to
it was
Flint
just.
and
I think it was just it wasn't interesting. It didn't like call my attention. It was playing on tropes that like we would already know happens. But granted, we've seen like a bunch of TV at this point, so we know we can call it a mile away. It's just that I think what disengaged me was just the one plot And then I kept thinking about what you were saying the other week of how, damn, they really just don't do that much science anymore. They just ask the computer what's up. They did they're like, hey, look up Flint. Hey, look up Reyna. Okay, they don't exist. Something's going on.
And they let the M5 robot just do all the science while
yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess they didn't have Scotty either, but I don't know. I think it was just missing one little oomph or maybe another twist or something crazy,
There definitely
they should have
was.
figured out that guy Flint was the other people sooner, too. I mean, I'm sure Spock did, but who knows?
Definitely. They should have. It's like I figure stuff out faster than them. Come on, guys. I'm not even in Starfleet.
It wasn't as frustrating, though, as when they went into that one planet and they saw that they were riding horses or whatever, or using spears, and then they walk into this like melding factory, and they're like, "Whoa, that's so weird! They're like melding perfect metals.
They're smelting.
This is pure nickel." And
This
we were
was
just
not
like,
smelted here.
"Whoa, it's clearly the fucking Romulans."
These were smelted elsewhere, and then brought here, and they made it look like it was smelted here.
Yeah, it was pretty silly.
It was the Klingons.
Oh yeah, that's right. Not the Romulans. Klingons.
That was a very good episode, though.
Yes, it was. But yeah, that was pretty silly too. But anyways,
so 2.5 from Al, 3 from Adam. That is our walk through. And also we should talk about the title. Methuselah was a guy in the Bible that lived a long time.
Oh, okay.
So that's Requiem. And it's a Requiem because he's dying. A Requiem for Methuselah. Oh, yep. So there you go. Requiem for Methuselah from Valentine's Day 1969. And it does make a lot of sense as a Valentine's episode now because Kirk loves her so much that Spock has to mind assault him at the end. Or else he just wouldn't be able to go on. But that's it, man. You live in a different neighborhood than I do, bud.
Seriously, it's a lot of action here.
Well, it's also your not to give away your assassination coordinates, but we're closer to Dodger Stadium than we normally are,
yes,
and there's always emergency crews going out there to get some fucking angry guy choking on a hot dog or some shit.
There's two traffic cops at every intersection too. So
and you
Otani just did the 50-50 too.
Something.
It was crazy.
Yeah, nobody's ever done it.
Yeah, in a season. Anyways, recommendations.
Yeah, what are you recommending?
Actually, I'm very excited. We got 2 good ones. 2 great albums, actually. One, Floating Points, and another one is Jamie XX. So do you know that indie group, the XX?
Yes.
They one of them is Jamie. I guess the other girl is a singer. They kind of do their own solo projects. And the guy's name's Jamie XX. Guy does like a bunch of house, a bunch of electronic music. His new stuff's called In Waves. And it's like this cool black and white cover here with a bunch of lines. I don't know. Anyways, very, very good. A lot of club music, house, good UK garage and stuff. Groovy beats. Also, another one, though, Floating Points, and it's called Cascade. So this is very, again, more club music. But I feel like this is a little more focused on the sound design rather than the rhythm and the samples. It's a little more atmospheric. So Floating Points Cascade, and then Jamie XX's Waves, or just Waves, I think.
In Waves?
Or In Waves, yes.
In Waves. Well, I'm recommending music as well because I got into that Chapel Roan record that everybody's talking about. It's really fucking good. There's like stuff that sounds like, there's a couple songs on there that sound a lot like early 90s Madonna songs and shit.
Okay.
Like, really good. So everybody, and I'm like 8 months late to the party. There's also a very good. There's a very good Tiny Desk concert on NPR where Chapel Roan did a set that's really fucking awesome.
Oh, I love that.
So if you like dance music and pop music and good lady singers, check it out. Chapel Roan's record. It's called Ballad of a Midwest Beauty Queen or something like that. But it's the one that's on all the Grammys and such. So
okay, cool.
That's it. So that's season 3, episode 19 of Trek in the Valley.
Yes, thank you so much for listening.
Next week, we are going to talk about The Way to Eden.
Wow, another medal.
And in the fucking picture, in the thumbnail on Paramount Plus, Spock is playing a little auto harp, and a lady is holding a steering wheel. So, wow, what the fuck is that all about?
Weird.
So anyway, thanks for listening.
Yes, thank you so much.
Come back next week when we cover The Way of Eden. Do everything in the bumper. Help us out. Tell your friends. And have a good one.
Yeah, have a great week. Peace.
Trek in the Valley is executive produced by Adam Ordall-Quinnell and Al Hirt. Theme song by Al Hirt. Recorded by Adam. Mixed and edited by Al. Check the show notes for our socials. And you can email the pod at trekinthevalley, all one word, @gmail.com. Like, subscribe, review, and always explore strange new fucking worlds.